Hey guys, Madison here, and today I am reacting to Chapter 22 of The Mandalorian. One thing I wanted to mention from last week that I actually did not catch in last week's episode. Someone pointed out in the comments, I want to give credit here to Neela Slayer. I hope I'm saying that right. But Neela Slayer said one of the borders of the land ceded to the Mandalorians was Bullock Canyon. This is in tribute to Jeremy Bullock, the OG Boba Fett. And I did not catch that in last week's episode because for some reason I heard Bullet Canyon, like a bullet that comes out of a gun. And I did not hear Bullock. I didn't have my subtitles turned on. And when I saw that, that meant so much to me. I love that they paid tribute to Jeremy Bullock in that way, who of course was the original Boba Fett back in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I love that they did that. I love it when they just do special little nods to people who have contributed to the Star Wars universe in such a big way, and they just give them a little nod in universe by naming something after them. I always think that's so cool. So thank you, Neela Slayer, for pointing that out. Also, there were several of you who made very good points because I was saying at the end of last week's episode, it doesn't have to be Mandalorians that took Moff Gideon because lots of Imperials had their hands on like Beskar alloy, gear, and it didn't have to be Mandalorians that took him, but several of you made the very valid point that we haven't seen what Bo-Katan's old pals have been up to in a while. She mentioned that they abandoned her when she did not have the Darksaber and they became mercenaries. So I think it's very plausible, probably the most likely option, that they in fact took Moff Gideon and maybe they wanted to trade him for money, held him for ransom and get a bunch of money, or maybe they wanted to kill him. I guess we'll find out what happened there soon. And I, for one, cannot wait to find out. So without further ado, guys, let's check out Chapter 22. What is that? That's a tank. Something so terrifying about that.
We are a peaceful Quarren freighter making our way to do business in the Mid-Rim.
Yep.
We are not Imperial either. We are Mandalorian.
We're privateers.
Individuals for hire. The price is high, but we are very good at what we do. You see, we were already hired by a certain Mon Calamari viceroy who has reason to believe you absconded with her son. I know it was for love.
But my job is not to
Judge, but simply to complete the tasks for which we were hired.
We love each other.
Sorry, I gotta bring you back home to your folks.
After that, you can do whatever you want.
Who cares about fate? I love you. And I will always love you.
The tentacle things, though. We got ourselves a Mon Cal and Quarren, Romeo and Juliet here. That's a different title than usual. Usually it's the something, and this time it's just Guns for Hire.
Axe Woves is their leader now. It's going to take some convincing to get them to join us.
Can't imagine wolves will be happy to see you.
Yeah.
Welcome to Plaisir 15, the Outer Rim's only remaining direct democracy. Engaging automated guidance.
Automated guidance.
They've taken control of the ship.
That's scary. Welcome to Epcot.
This is interesting.
That's an understatement.
As per Article 9 of the Coruscant Accords, permission must be granted from High Senate for access to self-defense forces. Zone. Do you grant? Your presence has been requested by the leadership of the planetary democracy.
I'm afraid we have more pressing matters.
Please do not attempt to leave the vehicle. This is not a request.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would probably throw up. It's too fast.
Do you think we're gonna have to blast our way out of here?
We'll find out.
Well, this is an episode of Star Wars, so I would say yes, you're going to have to blast your way out of this.
Join us! Come! It's a party! honey. Do you love? Let's address the bantha in the room. I was once
Panther in the room.
a facilities planning officer during the war.
You were Imperial?
He was. My husband came here as part of his rehabilitation. We fell in love.
We fell in love. We did fall in love.
Could I perhaps hold the baby, please?
He doesn't take kindly to strangers.
Grogu's like, yes, I do.
It was time for our planet to move into a new age. We held direct democratic elections for the first time in our history. We have a problem.
Yes?
A droid problem.
What kind of droid problem?
Malfunction.
What kind of malfunction?
I mean, nothing too serious at first. Unexpected power cycles, deleted task stacks.
And then it got worse.
She's got a holographic train.
Our constables are ill-equipped to confront battle droids.
Battle droids?
Former battle droids. They've been rehabilitated for civic duty.
We thought.
You are Mandalorians. Weaponry and armor are intrinsic to your culture, are they not?
They are.
You see where we're going here?
You want us to eliminate?
Plaisir 15 would formally recognize Mandalore as a sovereign system and petition the New Republic to recognize it as such.
What do you think?
You had me at battle droids.
The droid's reprogramming was a complete success. Until one day, an isolated event. This is just a small collection of malfunctions that our security cameras caught.
Why not turn them all off? Who's in charge of that?
I am. They can't live without it.
And why's that?
The citizens are no longer required to work.
They're lazy.
Our citizens wouldn't know how to survive. Our society would collapse.
Give us the list.
Well, for that, you'll have to go to the lower level and speak to the Ugnaughts.
Ugnaughts. See what happens when you rely on droids.
Are you taking this personally?
Just pointing it out.
He's right.
I am Bo-Katan Kryze. Which one of you is in charge? Hello?
I am Mandalorian Din Djarin. You will answer our questions and help us with our task. I have spoken.
Oh. Yes. I have spoken.
I assure you, the droids are not malfunctioning.
Citizens have been harmed by these malfunctioning machines.
We know that Ugnaughts are considered the hardest working species in the galaxy. We will investigate the dangerous incidents. We would appreciate your help.
Here are the locations of the droids you seek.
Thank you. We are in your debt. I have spoken.
Good job, Din. Way to negotiate.
I haven't seen battle droids since the Clone Wars.
I have.
Any of them look suspicious?
They all look suspicious.
Yeah.
We're here on behalf of the Duchess to investigate the droid malfunctions.
Rest assured, I've had the entire line of loaders undergo maintenance protocols as a safety measure.
I thought they were just checked out.
They were. What are you doing?
Then this shouldn't faze them.
Sir? Sir?
This is fun. This is like a good old-fashioned chase on Coruscant. Where's he running to, though? Oh. Nice.
This is a crime scene. Thank you for standing back. This is a crime scene. Thank you for standing back.
The Resistor.
Sounds like a droid bar.
A droid bar?
You kicking droids is really not helpful.
I figured out which one was malfunctioning, didn't I?
Are they drinking oil? This is like the reverse of A New Hope. We don't let their kind in here.
I think they get many of our kind here.
We are in full compliance with planetary biological.
If you don't start answering questions, I'll yank your memory circuit and dissect it back at the lab.
Their behavior's programmed. All they do is reason.
They're also programmed not to harm organics. How's that going?
We are worried that if these horrible incidents continue, we will be replaced.
By what?
Humans. The New Republic would send them to scrap. But here on Plaisir, they are given a second chance. Organics created us. It's the least we can do.
What's Nepenthe?
It is a viscous lubricant that protects against mechanical wear while delivering program-refreshing subparticles. It seems the malfunctioning droids all imbibed from the same batch of Nepenthe.
So it was sabotage.
The particles are definitely present.
What are the chances that they're still active?
Holy crap. Well done.
It's a chain code.
If it has a chain code, then we should be able to determine its point of origin.
They were originally manufactured by the Techno Union, been in cold storage for ages. They were requisitioned by the security office.
Is that unusual?
It's illegal.
Is there a name?
Our head of security, Commissioner Hellgate.
Yeah. I didn't trust that guy.
We know about the Nepenthe and the nanodroids.
They didn't malfunction. You programmed them to disrupt an attack.
If I trigger this failsafe, it will convert the planet's docile workforce back into battle droids.
He's bluffing. I hope.
You're a separatist.
Count Dooku was a visionary. He was cut short in his prime by the Jedi and forces.
Smart.
Politics.
Got a Count Dooku reference in The Mandalorian. You love to see it. Grogu.
Despicable. If that isn't the Quacta calling the stifling slimy.
I beg your pardon.
Is there no room for a little bit of forgiveness in a galaxy so vast?
I am sorry to have disappointed you, my lady.
As for now, you must live in exile on the moon of Paraquat. And to this little one, I grant knighthood. You are now a knight of the Ancient Order of Independent Regencies.
Grogu making friends and allies and connections everywhere he goes.
Have you come back to join the mercenaries?
I've come to reclaim my fleet.
I'm now in command and grown quite fond of it.
Then I challenge you. One warrior to another.
Here we go. Oh, nice.
Din Djarin took the creed and chose to walk the way. He is every bit the Mandalorian that they were. Certainly as much as any of us.
The ruler of Mandalore must possess the dark saber.
Then she shall have it.
But it has to be won in combat.
It's not a gift to be given, no matter how well intended.
It's not a gift. Bo-Katan rescued me and slayed my captor. She defeated the enemy that defeated me.
It's a fair point.
Would it not belong to her?
They're pulling a Harry Potter here.
It would.
I return this blade to its rightful owner.
Oh, Bryce Dallas Howard. She always kills it. That was a very interesting episode, to say the least. That was very different. I was not expecting this utopia planet with a droid uprising, although it turned out not to be a droid uprising. It was actually sabotage from the man who's supposed to be like, you know, supervising and running the droid part of things. Man, first of all, before I forget, I want to address that. They totally pulled a Harry Potter there at the end with what happens in the Deathly Hallows with the Elder Wand, and it's like, well, actually, he disarmed, you know, Draco Malfoy, and then so actually the wand belongs to him, and all of this, you know, where it's like, actually, you know, the wand's allegiance belongs to him now, and so then it's like, they totally did that with the Darksaber here of, well, actually, I was defeated and Bo-Katan saved me and defeated my enemy, and she did wield the Darksaber in that fight, picked it up and took it, so I saw his point there. That was good, that was smart, and I always wondered how they were going to handle that, because I always thought it's inevitable, right? They're going to have Din and Bo-Katan, like, have to fight each other, even though they don't want to, but they were able to avoid that with what happened earlier in the season. And you know what? I'm willing to accept it. That's fine with me. I figured that at some point she was going to get the Darksaber back, although I was not sure, because I was like, if she has the Mythosaur, does it not matter if she doesn't have the Darksaber? But now she's going to have the Darksaber and probably some kind of encounter with the Mythosaur coming up maybe in the finale of this season. I'm not sure. We have 2 episodes left after this, so we're really kind of honing in on the end of this season here, and I'm wondering what the climax is going to be. It was really great seeing the conflict between her and the mercenary Mandalorians. Her fight with Axe was really, really cool. I liked him in season 2. And that was really just classic Mandalorian stuff. The I challenge you and, you know, fighting for dominance. I love it. So I was sitting here watching through the credits as I was talking, and I was not going to say it because I was like, is it? Even though I was pretty sure. But that was Jack Black. That was Jack Black, and that's pretty funny. I was pretty sure, but his hair and everything and costume was so crazy. I was like, I think it is, but I don't want to say it. But yes, it was in fact Jack Black. So that's one of the crazier cameos we have had in a Mandalorian episode. This was just a pretty wild episode all around with Epcot Utopia and Quarren and Mon Calamari, Romeo and Juliet, and Mandalorian Challenge, and rogue droids, and it was just a very wild, very different episode. I enjoyed it. I'm wondering though, what happened to Moff Gideon? Like, are these Mandalorians now going to tell Bo-Katan, hey, we took him and we delivered him to so-and-so, or what? Because we saw no evidence of them having Moff Gideon, so we still don't know what's going on there. But now Bo-Katan has her fleet, so things just went way up in scale, because now she has all these Mandalorians under her command. She has all these ships. She has a huge, like, Imperial, I don't know if it's a dreadnought or what, because it's not a Star Destroyer. But she has her fleet back. So now she is a force to be reckoned with, a leader to be reckoned with. So I'm wondering what the big, fight, the big conflict is going to be at the end of this season. So now she's got all those recruits. I'm wondering, like, where does it end? Because the Armorer said, she's going to be she's going to be traveling around the galaxy, bringing the Mandalorians back together. So where does that end? When do you say we have enough Mandalorians? We haven't, because there's no way to find every single last one, right? Like, it would take you a lifetime. So at what point do they say we have enough to go and retake Mandalore and inhabit it again? Because right now they probably have 50, maybe, like 50 Mandalorians. I feel like they need to find some more, like this guy. So I keep thinking if I wear this shirt enough times, I'm going to will it into existence that Boba Fett will be in this season. I don't know, guys. Time is running out. We've only got 2 episodes left, so I'm hoping that he is next on the list now that Bo-Katan has her mercenary friends back and her fleet. It seems very logical that a certain Fett would be next on the list, because if not, it would have to be totally new characters. Like, the only other, as far as I know, the only other Mandalorian characters we know of right now who are out roaming the galaxy are Boba Fett and Sabine Wren, who I don't think is going to be interested in joining this movement because I think she's out looking for Ezra. So, I mean, there is Sabine's clan. There is Clan Wren. And so there are all these different clans out there, and we don't know where they are or what they're doing, and they might address that and start kind of diving into that stuff that we have not seen in live action yet. Those characters we haven't seen in live action yet. But I really hope, I've said it before, I really hope they bring Boba Fett into the fold. I think he would add a really interesting and exciting dynamic to this show. Probably the thing that I enjoyed the most about this entire episode was the banter and the interactions and the little conflicts between Din and Bo. Because I thrive off of just watching exciting, interesting character interactions, and it's been a little lacking this season, in my opinion. The conflicts have been a little underwhelming. Things have been going too smoothly. Like, people have been getting along too well. I've been wanting more conflict, more just butting heads and drama. And we finally got some more interesting character interactions in this episode. Even though it was friendly, it was playful, between Din and Bo, like the different ways they go about things and seeing his strengths and weaknesses, her strengths and weaknesses, and they complemented each other very well, and they had strengths in different areas. And I like seeing them kind of butt heads, but also they get along very well and they work well together. So that was really fun and exciting to see. I want more of that, more just character dynamics, character interactions, instead of just like a side quest of we need to go get this thing or do this thing. That's fun, but the most exciting, interesting part is the character interactions along the way and how they solve the problem. So, I think if you throw someone like Boba Fett into the mix, who is also very different, you would have then like 3 Mandalorians with very different outlooks and ways of handling things, and I need it. We still have no announcement on whether there's going to be a season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. I honestly don't see it going that way. I think they just need to cross him over into the Mandalorian and have him be a part of that instead. You could still have him have his own series, like after he joins the Mandalorians. Like if the different, like if Din's doing his thing and Boba's doing a different thing, you could still have him have his own series. But I would still very much like to see him joined up with the larger body of Mandalorians. And no, I'm not going to shut up about it. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think about this episode? What do you think is coming next? We only have 2 chapters left. So where do you think this is going? How do you think this season's going to wrap up? What do you think the big conflict is? Who the big bad is? Let me know in the comments below what you think is coming. And thank you guys for watching. If you want to see the full-length version of this reaction, head on over to my Patreon, link in the description below. And I will see you guys next week for, I think it'll be chapter 23 of The Mandalorian. Bye, guys.